everyone, and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions upon the animated television series on Comedy Central by the name of Futurama. I'm going to talk about Season 7, Episode 14, titled 40% Leadbelly. And without any further ado, let's go to it, shall we? Pretty much what we have going on in this episode of Futurama is we have, our main character of Bender the Robot. And in this particular episode, Bender the Robot wants to be a country folk singer. He is actually inspired in this episode by another country folk singer in the Futurama universe. And that's pretty much it for this episode. He wants to be a country folk singer. And we also have some other, subplots going on, such as he once again, Bender always, it's kind of like a running theme with his character. Seems like he once again abandoned his, best friend Fry, and left him on another planet to be, taken down by a prisoner. And the way he met this other country folk singer was they were delivering a prisoner on another planet because, they're like a delivery service. I guess that's like a running theme in the show. They're a delivery service and they are dropping off a prisoner at a prison on another planet. And that's where he met this country folk singer. And that's where he got the idea where, hey, I should be a country folk singer. Well, there's one, small problem, or should I say huge problem, when he tries to be a country folk singer. He creates like a replica guitar of the same guy who has the country, who is the country folk singer. And the only problem is he can play just fine, he can sing just fine, but none of his songs are coming from the heart. So when he tries to make these songs, his crew, none of the citizens or civilians in the show, no one likes his songs because they're not inspiring, they're not in the heart. So pretty much this, episode is a journey of him trying to make, real life songs about real life experiences, because in true fact and in all honesty, he hasn't had any true experiences to actually, make an actual country folk song. That's pretty much the main plot of episode 14 of season 7, titled 40% Leadbelly, for the Comedy Central animated television series by the name of Futurama. Overall, my thoughts and opinions on this episode: I like this episode quite a bit. I have to be honest though, I do not like this episode as much as previous ones, and the reason I say that being is that this one did not have as much emotional and sentimental value as the previous episodes have had. Most of the other episodes had some sort, like, they'd be really funny for the first 10 minutes, and then about the last 5 or 6 minutes of the episode, it would all of a sudden get real sentimental, and it would have somewhat of a small moral to the episode that would encompass the whole episode in general. And episode 14, titled 40% Leadbelly for Futurama on Comedy Central, really didn't have that. It didn't have that sentimental value. Now, it could have went down that route if you asked me. It could have made Bender realize, oh, my songs have to come from the heart, and then he could have made a song from the heart, and then that sentimental value would have happened. But instead, it threw that away, and it decided to do this whole rap thing at the end, which was still pretty funny and hilarious if you ask me. I still like that scene with him and the other country folk singer, where they're like, major spoilers coming up if you haven't seen the episode, where they're like rapping at the end and stuff, acting like, rappers, kind of a reference to, cliche modern rappers today. So I like the little reference there. I still really enjoyed the episode, but it lacked the emotional value that other episodes have previously had before this, because every episode of Futurama I've seen before this, at least for the last half of the second season, the last 4 or 5 episodes before this have had this. This one lacked that, and that was one of the things I missed about the episode. Though I still really enjoyed it. The episode still had some great script to it, had some great dialogue to it. I thought the script was very clever, very smart. As always, Futurama is always referencing things that are in our modern day lives, such as, technology in general. It references, Apple Incorporated, iPods and stuff like that. It references that. And then it just goes on to reference many other things also that I won't say. That way, things won't be spoiled for you guys. But overall, still a very good episode. Still very funny. Not as funny as previous ones. My favorite one so far still is, the moment, and I forget what episode it was. I think it was the T the Terrestrial. It may have been that one. Where, Bender pops up and says, what the heck are you guys doing? Whenever the butts are glowing, I really like that moment between the alien and Fry, their whole relationship. That's probably my favorite episode so far. With this one, still a very good episode. The dialogue is still very crisp. The story is still cool. One of the best things about this episode is actually the entire story and premise and concept of the entire episode. And that is, he needs this, this machine starts to make the things that he sings about in his country folk songs real. So anything he sings in his songs becomes true. So, like, let's say, in this episode, major spoilers coming up, he sings about, three octopuses attacking Fry. And all of a sudden, these three octopuses come to life and they start trying to kill Fry. A very funny moment, and it was also a great concept to the episode. And then around the end, the concept got really, really cool when he had to find a way to get himself out of the situation before the robot killed him. I forget what the robot's name was. Before the robot killed him, an obvious reference to Johnny Cash. Because the guy had like almost an exact voice like Johnny Cash, so it was an obvious reference to that. So once again, another great script reference to modern day stuff. Or I guess you really can't say modern day, but you know what I mean. Anyways, it was really cool. Towards the end, he made a replica of himself and made the replica die where you thought that Bender died, but of course Bender's not going to die. He's the main character. So anyways, he comes back and says, oh, I didn't die, and they were all at Bender's funeral. So that was a nice play on the script that I really liked, and overall a great concept. So the concept kind of made up for the lacking of sentimental value that this episode didn't have, that others previously did have. Anyways, that's my thoughts and opinions on episode 14 of season 7, titled 40% Leadbelly, for the animated television series on Comedy Central by the name of Futurama. Next week's episode like I said, it comes on Comedy Central every Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock for everyone else. Next week's episode is July 10th of 2013, and it's called The Inhuman Torch, episode 18 of season 7. Once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to that page below, and I'll see you guys later with more videos by Centipede Geek.